So what happens if you don't file or pay your taxes by the April 15th due date? Well, actually this year in 2021, the due date is actually May 15th. Thank you to the IRS for giving us an extra 30 days to file. But it begs the question, what happens if you simply don't file your tax return on time? And what happens if you don't pay the tax due on time? Well, first, the IRS is looking to see if you filed a tax return or not. And if you haven't filed a tax return, then your penalty is going to skyrocket. That's right. The IRS hits you with a failure to file penalty along with a failure to pay penalty. And the failure to file penalty is much higher than the failure to pay penalty. That is simply because the IRS wants you to file your tax return on time, even if you can't pay the tax at all. I see it all the time where people are afraid to file their tax return because they don't think they have the money or the means to pay the tax bill. But if you don't file your tax return, you typically don't know how much tax you're going to owe, and the IRS will actually assume the worst and file a tax return for you, which many times has a much higher income and a much higher tax amount due than what you actually do owe. So if you are not able to pay your taxes this year in 2021, the worst thing you can do is not file your tax return. The best thing you can do is get with a tax professional, have them at least prepare and file your tax return, and help you work with the IRS and your state to make a plan to pay that tax over time. If you don't, your penalties and interest will rack up, you will get threatening letters, and you might even have your assets seized or levied by the IRS or your state.